Thank you all for joining me here today. Today I am here with the fabulous Kellina Powell, and we are going to deep dive a little bit into Kellina's own healing journey and what that looked like for her. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here and talk about all my healing story.
I cannot wait to hear it. And at this point, I only know your bio, so I'm deeply intrigued already. Where did everything begin for you?
Everything started to begin for me when I actually became deaf at the age of 4 due to an infection.
That sounds like a lot, especially as a young toddler.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I can only relate on the level of losing a sense of I lost a portion of my vision as a teenager. But
Really?
had I lost my hearing, I don't think I would have fared as well. I like not being able to see certain things.
I mean, you know what I love about being deaf, honestly, is I'm able to shut off the world. Like I can just shut it off. If I'm so depressed or I'm super exhausted, I can just turn it off and be like, bye, close the door.
You nailed it. Like that is one of our own personal gifts. It's because all I have to do is turn my head 10 to 15 degrees to not see something or someone that I don't want to see.
Exactly, exactly. I totally relate with you on that 100%. Even though the random day you're like, okay, bye, door shut.
Yeah, glasses are off and I'm not paying attention,
The best feeling ever, honestly.
right? And it's a way where we get to more so moderate that over influx of information in the world. Now, nope,
Exactly.
not dealing with it today.
100%.
What was that process like when you began to adjust to your, I guess, newfound deafness?
I was struggling a lot, especially not understanding who I am as a person. How can I communicate with someone who is hearing? Like that is like a huge for me. And having that anxiety talking to someone who is hearing and not having them to kind of like treat me like a pet or a puppet or be disrespectful everything. And also too because um so what happened is when I first became deaf, I went to my audiologist. Had a little girl, don't know what was going in her ears. I used to throw things in the garbage, throw things, especially when I was at the audiologist office. Like I was a little fussy toddler. I was very fussy. And I was a very like a little girl who's very outgoing but thinks she can get her own way with that little girl. And so for me to really understand having that deep is like, oh my God, I'm in this box basically because I couldn't really truly understand what happened. And because I was 4 years old, I don't have my memory from 4 years old. I couldn't tell my staff members at the daycare, say, hey, my ear dropped at this time, right? So when you're 4, you have nothing going on. Like you have no control of things that's gonna happen, and you don't have that. You're not adult yet. So having being stuck, I would say the word being stuck at not understanding what's going on, especially because I was deaf for like a couple of days after I spoke with my audiologist. So I was completely deaf. Like I didn't have my hearing aid until a week later. So that was very devastating, especially for my family, because I'm the first person in my family that is deaf. So that was like huge on my family as well. I learned how to communicate with me. And what are we supposed to do with a 4 year old who cannot really talk, learning to talk? So yeah.
See, and I would struggle with that. I know as a kid we had some kids in my school that struggled with hearing loss, and I did know some ASL growing up. But now, other than love, none of the ASL I remember is kind.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
all offensive.
Well, it's very funny because a lot of people say that to me. They said, I only know one thing in ASL, which is I love you. So that's better than I love you than being kind. So I like that.
But, I mean, you would never guess that I'm blind nor are you deaf because we just look like two normal women.
Exactly. I really didn't think you were until you told me, and I thought, wow. And people don't understand that it doesn't have to be visible disabilities, right? Like you cannot see it, people. Like, come on. So I feel like some people forget to be kind to other people because you can't really tell.
Well, exactly. And, I mean, disability or not, I have no idea what you're going through on the inside.
Exactly. No one does. No one does.
It exactly. And frankly, no matter how horrific or how easy it is compared to someone else's journey, it's how we deal with it that is going to be impacting us the most.
Exactly. It's really how you deal with your mental health, your mindset, everything. Like, especially having that right support system is so important for a lot of us. And some people don't understand how valuable it is to have support system.
Right? Especially if you don't know what a healthy support system looks like. Because
Exactly.
then you're wandering around looking for a village when you don't know what a thriving village looks like.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that was me too in high school. Oh my God, that was literally me in high school. Everyone like high school. I think we all basically in high school. Who are we? Who are we? Who is my support system? Am I going through this thing? Am I doing this? Am I? Yeah, I don't know. So yeah.
Right? I mean, in high school, most teenagers' emotions are lost, angry, and horny.
That is true. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Which, I mean, is just super chaotic. Wouldn't it be great if the part of our brains that managed our emotional response, our prefrontal cortex, developed before puberty happened?
Yeah, yeah. I honestly wish so. I wish we had like a diagram or like a mirror that tell us. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you have a mirror that tells you and talks to you. I wish we had that for our brain. Honestly.
Yeah, I feel like my mirror would bully me.
Oh,
Hey, Reese, you've been an asshole recently.
oh my God. No. Honestly, when I was younger, I really had that hate love relationship with my mirror. Like I really did when I was younger. A lot of people didn't know that. And I said, yeah, I used to not look at myself in the mirror. I was so scared. And it was because every time I try to do my hair is showing. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn off the mirror so that I can do my hair without looking. So it's hard. It's hard. But I completely agree with you. Love and hate relationship with mirror.
Right? Like the only time I use my white cane is when I'm traveling in an airport. The rest of the time, my friends don't even know because I'm that well adjusted to my visual field loss.
Right, right.
And then, I walk into a pole or a sign because I missed it, and then they freak out. And I'm like, no, I just missed it. That was funny. Someone should have recorded this, but nobody knew it was going to happen.
And it happens, right? Like things happen. And even my hearing aid battery died on me at a networking event. And I said, oops, it happened, but I gotta make it through, right? You just have to laugh it off. And a lot of people don't laugh it off a lot of time.
Right? Well, and I think the ability to laugh it off honestly comes from extenuous hardship
Yeah.
because we learn to better manage ourselves no matter the situation, and then we present as a very gracious, put together people.
Exactly. Exactly. It's super I feel like I wish some people can just say, you know what, it is what it is sometimes, you know?
Right? Like life doesn't have to be as hard as we make it.
No, not at all, actually, no. And I always tell people, like, people always tell me, Queen, you're so full of energy, you're so full of life. Like, why? Like, what's the secret? And I said, there's no secret. It all starts the inside of you, right? It's all about what you do to yourself and how do you talk to yourself. What do you do to heal, right? It's all about the healing process.
And exactly. But it's also not with the intent of being some able-bodied person's disability porn. It's just so that we enjoy our lives.
Exactly. We do enjoy life, whether we like it or not. We try to make fun and the best out of it every day. It doesn't have to be so hard.
Exactly. And you've clearly mastered the managing it part, and you get that there is abundant joy in this world.
Exactly. I 100% agree.
What were the tools that helped you really come to terms with your deafness?
Um, so first thing first was a speech therapist. And honestly I don't talk about this often. So my speech therapist helped me build my confidence in terms of my speech. And so it was so relief to really have a speech therapist and someone else, like for example, my audiologist, and then I have my family support system. But more mainly I would say my speech therapist because I was able to improve my confidence while I learned how to speak all over again, especially becoming deaf at 4 and have to learn how to talk again. So it's like, oh my God. So that was a tool that helped me build my confidence. And the reason for that is because I was able to have someone to say it's okay if you have a speech delay. And I don't think a lot of people um don't understand that like it is important to have someone who can understand your shoes. And I think that's what it was with the speech therapist. Teaching me how to talk again. She helped me build that confidence and really teach that it's okay to have a speech delay.
That's incredible. And I'm glad that you put in the work because your auditory patterns are fantastic.
Yeah, it was just honestly like it, I don't know how to explain it, but like yes, that's one of the tools I use to deal with my hearing loss, but also having that very, very strong support system. And my family was very supportive. My family never treated me small or, disrespected me or treated me different compared to other children around like, for example, my cousins, aunts and uncles. They never made me felt like small, like I can't do things. And I know sometimes parents overthink too much when it comes to the child who have a disability. And I always tell parents, no, you cannot do that, right? You have to let your child to figure it out on their own because God forbid something happened to you as a mom, right, in a hospital. How the child's gonna learn how to be confident without you, right? You have to let them have the opportunity to experience themselves without you being present.
Right? And the fact that we may do some things differently, but ultimately we are still capable of living complete, happy, and successful lives.
Exactly. And like parents be surprised how successful their child will be if you let them go.
Exactly. And sometimes you have to let us fall on our face.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Or
yes,
in my
it's
case,
true.
walk into the pole.
You have to be like, it's going to happen, but you got to watch your step next time.
It exactly. I mean, it had even happened when I worked retail. I walked into our foundation poles once
Right.
in front of customers and they freaked out. And meanwhile, I'm laughing hysterically because yes, it hurt and yes, it was slightly embarrassing, but it was also you can laugh or you can cry. And
Yeah.
and yes, our tears are healthy, but there comes a point where if you don't laugh, you are just going to cry all the time.
Yeah. That's yeah, like it's either one. You can't have both. But some people said I can have both. I can cry or laugh. So my biggest thing is, I feel like sometimes people don't understand that there's so much more to laugh about, right? It could be worse, like walking on the pool. It could have been worse. You could have been in the hospital. You could have had a brain surgery. Like, okay, but you didn't. You just sit there and laugh.
Exactly. It's not like I hit my head and I was a vegetable again.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not by serious. It's like, just laugh, people.
Exactly. I mean, even one of my favorite quotes from my own book, Paralysis 2, Hot Takes and Self-Empowerment, it's, you can be anything you want in life. At one point, I was a vegetable, and now I'm a woman.
Yeah, literally. And it happened. And I feel like some people don't understand. You can be anything. You can be a vegetable tomorrow.
It's
And people don't
exactly.
understand that.
And people are forgetting that most adults at some point in their life gain a disability.
Yeah, you're 1% close than you ever think. And I always tell people you're 1% close. So don't ever take life for granted because you just never know when life takes you.
Exactly. And I think in our case we're lucky because we've grown up with it and we are very, very well adjusted. We've already dealt with all the emotional turmoil, like
Yeah,
the stages that were isolating, and now we have our villages and we truly can do anything we want.
you can do anything anybody can want to do, especially like even I had clients who felt very uncomfortable talking about certain things. And I said, it's okay. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And you can't always keep thinking. And I think a lot of people overthink a lot, like, oh my God, tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. And I said, you can't have that mindset of tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. So you can't have that mindset. It's important that we really to try to have fun in our life.
Exactly. Yesterday is already gone and tomorrow isn't promised, so just focus on right here and right now.
Exactly. Just have fun, honestly. It's the best thing because once you have that mindset, oh my God, you're living life like a princess.
So much so.
So much, so much. And you glow different. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. When you glow, oh my God, no one can take that from you.
Right? Or even when I go out with a friend now and say they're going through a rough period in life and say that they can't afford like the coffee or the dinner, it's no, you need to still enjoy life. I'm just buying today. Calm down.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you have to go broke tomorrow or today, and like, you never know if you're gonna win the lottery. So,
But
literally, the lottery is the perfect example.
exactly. Or, maybe out of thin air you'll get an inheritance. Not wishing anyone
Yeah,
ill, just
exactly.
sometimes the universe provides. So, what are you doing professionally now?
So now I am a business coach. Well, sorry guys, sorry, cut that back. Sorry guys, no. So basically, I am health. I would say I'm a sorry guys, cut that out again. Sorry. I'm a mental health coach for young adults with disabilities, teaching young adults how to build the confidence, find themselves, and guide them through anything that they're really facing and struggling with. And second, I'm an international speaker, so I do speak with organizations, school. I travel all the world, and I'm also an author. I do have my own book as well. It's on Amazon. It's called Every Day I Am Just Deaf. It's really my favorite word term is it's a poetry book. It's not a chapter book. It's really about me. How did I go through this life? What did I do? How did I learn to talk to myself positively? And also, the whole purpose of my book is really educate the hearing community not just the disability community, but the hearing community to understand that there's a lot of lack of awareness about the deaf community. So it's very important that we do continue bringing that around and continuing educating people.
That's
And that's what I do.
incredible. I'm very glad that you found me because even since we connected online, I've just been loving how much light and joy you are sharing with not just the internet, but the world.
Thank you. Thank you. I definitely try. Everybody's like, Kellina, you're not internet. And I'm like, I am on the internet. I'm trying. But it's so hard to keep up with everything and like, like business and personal life and, working and traveling. The travel takes a lot of your time, especially if you're traveling. So,
I always joke my life and my professional schedule were less chaotic and easier to manage when I was still a sex worker.
honestly, you guys have a lot of. I had a friend of mine, because she's also my sex worker, and she said it's not that bad compared to my schedule. Because I personally thought her schedule would be more chaotic than I really did. I really did. And then she's like, no. And I'm like, really? She's like, oh God, Kellina, your schedule is not for me.
Right? Like now that I own a business, I'm writing my third and my fourth books, and I'm still working with the clients of my practice.
Right.
I'm lucky if it's only 50 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly. You are lucky. Oh my God.
Where can our listeners connect with you?
Everybody can connect me on LinkedIn, which is Kellina Powell, or Facebook, Kellina Powell. And I know a lot of people go on Instagram, so you can go on Instagram. It is Deaf Queen Boss.
Thank you so much. And as all of you know, you can find me everywhere at Trauma to Bliss or just Reese Sabatini-Blake. Thank you so much for joining me here today, Kellina. This has been
Thank,
incredible.
thank you.